My little brother got my dad a disposal for Father's Day. Doesn't sound like a exciting gift, but it sounds like a very practical gift. The old disposal works, but was having some problems. It was locked up, and it's been in there for quite some time. So we decided to buy him a new one and take out this KitchenAid Imperial 3/4 horsepower disposal. I've never had one of these apart before. I figured this would be a nice opportunity to dissect it, take a look at what's inside of it, and just see how this thing works. I don't know how things will shake out yet, but there's an outside chance, if at all possible, I'd like to do a cutaway. Mr. Pete is working on an old Model A or Model T transmission right now, doing a cutaway. I love cutaways. They're just so neat. I love seeing the way things work, bisected, you know, with it. Ideally I'd put this in the bandsaw and just slice this puppy in two, and we could look right down the middle. This will not fit in my bandsaw the way it were, so we'll have to dissect it and see if we can cut it apart in pieces. The shaft from the motor that runs up through here is in the way, and it's highly unlikely that I'm going to be able to unscrew that. So we're just going to go ahead and cut that off with a little cut-off wheel, and then drive this mechanism out of here. And I think I might be able to put it in the bandsaw at that point. So we have this cut in half now. The upper ring here has these striations cast into it. It is extremely soft, just cast metal here, except for this leading edge. The leading edge is been modified somehow, and it is very, very, very hard. And you may have been able to tell that in the time lapse with me cutting it with the PK wheel, with the cutoff wheel. I can breeze right through this section, but as soon as I hit the bottom, it gets real tough. And that stands to reason, because we can see here, now that we have this cut in half, that this upward section is what rotates on the motor, as you can see there. So this rotates, and as these anvils swing around, they end up becoming, it creates this impingement point, and it sort of chews the food, as it were, and chews the food through this section, and any small bits are then shot out this side. I do not know how worn out this is, if there could be pieces missing. I am familiar with my disposal, which has little anvils that twirl around. I believe this is a prosumer type machine. This is relatively industrial for a home use, I believe. I apologize if I'm wrong. Please feel free to correct me in the comments, but I think this is a little bit more heavy duty than most of the little ones I've seen at homes, which is not too many. But that's it. It just wipes around the outside and chews that, macerates that food, and then ejects it through the bottom. And most people that have been underneath there their sink know that quite often your dishwasher is tied into this line and will back some of that soapy water up into here, and that's the drain, and I think it also cleans this out. People often talk about putting ice inside your disposals to clean them out, and I guess that makes sense if you're just trying to alleviate all the chatter that's caught in these teeth. If you did that every time, that would be alright. I think one of the downsides, though, is that on the underside of the disposal, you have all this space, all this surface area for things to corrode and for stuff to get caked in the bottom of. I do not think that there's a good way to get in there to clean that out. It's because it's, you know, it's sort of caught in the bottom there. So when your disposal stinks, I don't know what to do. So that's it. I don't think there's a lot more I can really expound on at this point. I just wanted to show you what's inside a disposal. Take a little bit of time for myself to figure out what's going on there. It was fun to use the bandsaw. You may have been able to tell that I struggled a little bit with the throat depth of the bandsaw. It would have been nice to get this in one clean cut, but of course I had to goof around with it and get it to cut in two cuts. It's not horrible in the scheme of things, but it did an okay job, and it was fun. So that's it. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I hope you're having a good day.